Hello, my name is Owen Gotimer. I'm the community manager at TechWell. I'm joined today by Gene Gotimer, principal consultant at Coveros. Gene, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yep, so today we're going to be talking about an Agile Manifesto principle, and that principle reads, the best architectures, requirements, and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. Gene, do you want to share with our viewers what this Agile Manifesto principle means?
Sure. So this is one of the ones that I think a lot of teams that are taking up Scrum and taking up Agile really struggle with. And that's, their first reaction is self-organizing teams. That means there's no rules, right? There are no rules. And they think that this means they have the wild, wild west and all that. And that's not true at all. In fact, especially if you're using Scrum, but even just about any Agile methodology is going to have you be a lot stricter and follow whatever rules you set. And that's really what this is getting at. It allows the teams to set the rules themselves. They don't have to listen to someone else's rules. They don't have to decide that they're going to do everything using the same processes that is handed down by the organization. And again, it doesn't mean no rules. It means they're going to set them. And that gives them a lot of benefits. It also doesn't mean no oversight. It doesn't mean no responsibility. It doesn't mean they don't have to listen to a boss or the organization. It means that people are going to tell them, I think we were talking about this just the other day, people are going to tell them what has to get done, right? What they need, and they're going to decide on the how.
Right, yeah, that's a perfect example. Like you said, we were just chatting about that the other day, talking about our organization and kind of getting the what from the product owner and then the how from the team leaders and the teams themselves. How are we going to organize to accomplish these goals? So when you're trying to become Agile, why is it that this self-organizing teams piece is so important?
Well, it's so important because it's so counter usually to the culture that you're already in, right? The cultures that are trying to adopt Agile are generally command and control, because that's the way most organizations are to start. There's a boss, and they tell their subordinates what to do, and those subordinates tell their subordinates what to do, and it follows. You follow from the top down, and this is more from the bottom up. And the idea is, the reason it's so important is that the people at the ground level who are doing the work, they most often have the best idea of how to get things done the best way. And it's not even organization-wise. It's not even like if you just got every group in the organization together, they'd all come up with the same answer. Each team works differently. Some teams will say, hey, we want to split up the work this way. Other teams will split it up a different way. Some people have somebody who's really, really strong in one particular area, and everybody else will share the other responsibilities. Other teams won't have that one person who really shines in one area, and they'll all share responsibilities, or they'll all have specialties, and they'll each take an area of responsibility. That's the point, is that they get to decide what works best for that team. They pick up the work themselves. They organize how they're going to get that work done. They communicate better because they're the ones that are doing it. And then you don't have to worry about, hey, the boss told us to do it this way, even though that's a stupid way to do it.
Right, so you talk about teams can work differently based on the needs of the teams, the skills on the teams. How would you recommend it? So I know there's a lot of different ways this could happen, but for a team that's just starting to get into self-organization, how would you recommend they go about trying to take those first steps to becoming Agile and more specifically following this Agile principle?
Well, they have to understand that again, especially if they're doing something like Scrum, right? Scrum asks, depending on who you talk to, will ask for a team commitment at the beginning of a sprint. But just about any Agile process will ask for some level of commitment from the team. What are you going to get done next? Or how are you going to go about working? And the team has to say, okay, if we want to get the maximum value, we're going to have to try doing it this way. And that's important to understand too. They're going to try to do it this way, and they're going to see if that works. And if it doesn't, they're going to try something else, or they're going to tweak it, or they're going to change it, right? And that's part of the self-organizing as well. It's not that they're picking a process and they're saying, all right, I hope this works. This is our process, and we're going to stick to it. No, they're going to try something. They're going to say, okay, this is working for us. This piece isn't. They're going to do retrospectives at the end of each sprint, or even more often than that, even better, and say, you know, this really isn't working for us. We're missing this. We're not getting the right communication. We're not getting enough work done. We're just, it's not clicking for us. We need to do something better. Sometimes it's going to be, I'm not getting the level of confidence in the other people I'm working with. Sometimes it's going to be, I feel like I'm smothered. These other people are doing too much. Sometimes it might just be, hey, I just need a little bit of time on my own to get this done. If you guys give me some breathing room, I'll get this. Whatever it is, it's up to the team to try and experiment and try different things and come back and have some retrospectives and say, okay, this is what's working and what's not, and let's try something new and get it going.
Right, yeah, that's a lot of great insight. I'm definitely going to take that back and try to work with my team to become more self-organizing so that we can deliver our products at a high quality as efficiently as possible. Gene, thanks for your time this afternoon.
Thank you very much for having me.